Stay low. Alright, my homies, let's do this. Take a big, long, deep breath through your nose. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale and let your shoulders drop. Do that again, and this time try to smell the salt air and the lush foliage of Miami. South Beach is quite a chill place, and that's why I come here. There's a lot of reasons to skate in South Beach, Miami. Like warmth and the social vibe, the immaculate pavements, the great food, the sea. Oh, we'll talk more about that later. Here I'm doing a little figure skating to warm up for a street session.
That was weird, I got away with it.
And I love the drop stops here in Miami. The curbs here are immaculate as well. Oh, look, that's where I used to live. On the top floor there. So this spot here I'm doing some curb drops. The place where the sidewalk meets the curb is perfect. It's not a polished sidewalk, so it has a bit of grip and enough slip. And these pavements that I'm landing on from the curb are not oil stained. It's amazing how much space there is to skate in South Beach, Miami. You would expect it to be like this little beach town where you had to dodge people with surfboards and going to the beach and throngs of people, but it's a pretty big place, even though it has a village feel. My version of South Beach is very specific. I started to think of it as small, but when I examined it closely, I had a fucking incredible labyrinth to skate here. My South Beach goes from 5th to 17th, and from Ocean Drive to Alton Road. That's like 12 by 11 blocks, 132 blocks of not very busy road. Well, maybe 10% of that is busy, and the rest is all mine. No wonder I'm all weepy about Miami. So a little swing around, look at the camera, make sure it hasn't been stolen yet. And yeah, I'm definitely, I'm getting in the drop stops, the power drops. Kind of over-egging a little bit until I hit this slick pavement and over-rotate. I'm quite lucky I was going slow there.
That's not the right pavement. Look at that ugly piece of shit.
Yeah, I stand behind that. I love the aesthetic of the Breakwater. It's not the most famous hotel, I would say the Colony is, or the Carlisle. But the Breakwater is very pretty. It matches my outfit today, too. So here we are at Muscle Beach. There's like dozens of volleyball courts. What do we have at the beach? We have bench presses, dumbbells, kettlebells. Dumbbells go up to 55. Got the bench presses with benches and Olympic bars, and plenty of weight there. More than enough. Well, for me. There's heavy bag, bars, and other apparatuses. I spent a little time there. I'll show you more of that later. And the drop stop outside the cop stop. Cop shop. Oh, I almost got that right. Yeah, that's the police station behind me there. It's like the prettiest police station there is. Well, you see me flub a drop stop there. And that's the beauty of today's FlowCast. I will be showing my flubs and my uninspired skating. Some of it's quite boring. Well, not boring, I would just say understated. Minimalist. Some obstacles along the curb. I really like having stuff around the curb so I can do my elevation and my lateral movement. These pylons figure heavily in my week. I hit them quite a bit. I mean, if they're going to put skater gates up. And gearing up for a perfect stop here. Oh no, that wasn't the perfect stop. That was drifting. So yeah, when you get a power stop, you eventually get to the point where you can use it around corners partially, so you can do a stop and then move on again, drift around the corner a little bit. If I'm certain about the surface, I'll do that, but if I'm not, I avoid the drift. To me, it's a little harder than the power stop. Oh, these little reflector buttons are just so enjoyable. I don't use them much beyond this. So I'm feeling very loose and playful here. It's the end of a session, and I'm very comfortable on my wheels, and my stops are feeling very much in control. Oh, here's a corner here that has a little bit of a history for me. So I throw in a little drop stop. I lived in Miami in the 90s, late 90s. Good enough. I lived in Miami in the late 90s for like 6 months, so maybe I should say I stayed there. But I felt like I lived there. I felt like, I don't know. I felt like Mr. Miami when I left. So back to the hotel compound, and I'm very impressed with where I stayed. It's called Sandra at the Deco, and I had planned to do some sort of like collaboration with them, but because of the whole 51st state thing in the States and Canada, I felt I shouldn't really do any like promotion of travel to the States, which is too bad because I love this place and I couldn't recommend Miami enough. So I guess in a way I'm giving a little commercial here to those who are going to Miami and they're not from Canada. But yeah, there's so many places to sit here. I love the pool area, and it's kind of, I would call it a boutique kind of hotel, semi self-catering. Like you can call the maid in if you want a maid that day, but you can have your privacy for the whole week. It's almost like having a little apartment. And I'm really doing the hard sell here, but it's just so appropriate for skaters. That's my hot tip. And if you do go here, skate very slowly when you're on the grounds. We don't want this to be ruined for us. I almost got turfed my first time here by security, and I had to convince him that I was going to be very careful. So the night skate to me is very special. I did a bunch of night skates, but I only captured one. And of course I have to include the corridor of lights here, these big beautiful oak trees lining, what's this street called? It's not Meridian, is it? So I wind my way out very carefully into the night. I don't know what chaos there is out there for me. It seems fairly quiet, but I'm going to let the scooter take the lead. Not very Toronto of me. I skated every day in Miami. Sometimes I skated twice a day, especially towards the end. But I didn't film much. I think I filmed like 5 or 6 sessions. I just wanted to skate hands-free. I wanted to be smooth. I wanted to be my best self here, reconnect with the reasons why I skate in the first place. And I did that. I always do when I'm in Miami. I thought about sitting and talking to the camera by the pool in a tropical shirt and some stupid shorts. But I thought, no, if I do an interview here in Miami, if I talk to the camera, I'm going to be all like, Miami is so beautiful and I can smell her perfume and she heals my soul and all this bullshit. So yeah, I'm glad I'm a little detached from it, and I can objectively tell you that this place just kills it for skatable surfaces and freedom and the chill and the vibe and all those other fluffy things I would say when I was feeling very estrogeny are true as well. But yeah, maybe I should be writing poetry or something. So skating back from a fairly dark oceanfront trail that goes for miles, it's really nice to skate on because it's quite soothing to skate on because you can hear the waves. You're closer to the ocean up there. And down towards the bottom here, it's Copageddon. The police are here in droves. It's spring break on both weekends in a row. I didn't come for spring break, and it actually wasn't that crazy. It was just enlivened, I guess. Busy. I've seen it busier. It was quite a civilized spring break. I think the crazy stuff goes down in Lauderdale still. We got some great news here in Canada yesterday. We had an election and we rejected a Trump wannabe. We were dangerously close to a turning point here in Canada too. And we wound up with a leader who's known as the world's most respected mind when it comes to global trade and tariffs. The timing could not have been better. So I guess we owe a giant thank you to Donald Trump for being so repulsive that Canada voted out of urgency this time and not so much out of sentimental loyalties. Oh no, I forgot about that. Humiliating. It was very nice of them to ask if I was alright. I felt like totally like explaining I'm actually quite a really good rollerblader, and that rarely happens. But no, I just slinked off into the night. Slunk off into the night. The police were everywhere this weekend. There was one night or a couple nights where they were parked on every intersection for like 30 intersections. But they're very courteous and a little encouraging, and they seemed very patient. So big ups to the Miami-Dade police force. I think they must have drawn from other areas. There was a point where it felt like a giant police camp. They were even like doing their chants and stuff when they were doing their exercises. It was cute. I was a little worried at first though, because all this ICE detainment of foreigner stuff. But I don't have the right or the wrong tattoos to get picked up. It's not funny at all. I shouldn't even be glib about it, but the real victims are living here in the States, and yeah, there's some people paying a heavy price to make some billionaires happy. It's like inhumane. Yeah, I'm done. I think I need some waves. I think we need to go to the ocean soon. So Washington Street here I'm skating down, it's like the busiest street in South Beach. The traffic does get moving here, so it can feel a little bit like a highway. I avoid skating at peak times, or yeah, I guess I do avoid skating at peak times. I'd rather skate in the back neighborhoods or through the alleys. But again, this is a nice street, and I find myself just taking an entire lane here. And another drop stop in front of the cop shop. I got it. Oh, and the waves we need before I get political again. So I really enjoyed ironing out my crossovers here because there's just so much room and the surface is very predictable. I can use them for cornering or from side to side of the road to gain some speed, as you'll see me do in the future. There was a rise in the pavement back there I was mentally remembering. I have to say I hate this top. I absolutely despise my outfit today. It looks a bit like an Irish top. Like it's kind of shiny, it's a little sassy. Like something you would wear to the bingo. And coupled with a red, I don't know, just a bit, I want to say camp. But yeah, hate the outfit, Bill. But I'm still having a good time. Like, that was a nice stop, despite my aesthetic. Oh, this little family here is so cute. Quick synopsis, that little teddy bear is Lucy, and he saw Lucy from work in the parking lot next door when there was a hurricane.
So not
True
a street
love.
rescue through an agency, you saw her.
No, I picked her up, man. She was at my job in the parking lot. There was a hurricane. It took about a month of me feeding her, and she finally like warmed up, and I took her.
That's such a nice story.
Oh yeah, man.
I could get behind that tattoo. I could put a Russell on my muscle.
It's a really good likeness.
Little baby Jack on my back.
Lucida? Nice to meet you and see you again.
So I circled back to a place where I was going to do a magnificent power stop. because of the smooth pavement and a slight oil sheen. I'd found this earlier, and I put in a decent stop here. I've done better this day. Oh, the crossovers are really feeling powerful halfway through this trip. I look like I'm about to do something here. I always do. I sometimes watch my video, I'm like, do something, don't just do little pushes, skate deeper. Jumps on, oh, there we go. Sometimes when I go into one of those stops, I envision smashing right through it and being a complete mess, and that's not good. Stops like that are all about mental clarity. Yes, that seam in the sidewalk, I couldn't just stop that. See, look how pretty this is. Miami's beautiful not by accident, but because there are strict building codes here. You can't build like above 4 stories high around this area. I don't know the exact parameters, but something like 16th or Lincoln over to 3rd, 12 blocks or so by, I don't know, 6 or 7 blocks. There are certain colors you can and cannot use too for buildings. So I'm actually in Miami while many Canadians are boycotting travel to the US. I'm here because I booked a non-refundable trip to Miami months ago, and I wasn't going to burn all that money in my biggest trip of the year because some tacky, obese man had a weird idea while filling his diapers and mean tweeting. So yes, I will avoid coming back to the US until the threats to Canada are over. It's a real drag because some of my favorite people are American. I wake up every morning hoping to see that certain piece of news on Twitter. I think I yell, "Come on," every morning when it doesn't happen. What a terrible person I am. I could live with that. So I pass a guy wearing a Canada t-shirt, and I have to go back and ask if he's Canadian.
Are you from Canada?
Ted wasn't Canadian, but he's got some Canadian ancestry and plenty of Canadian friends and visits Canada often. He knows a lot about it, and we enjoyed talking about the whole MAGA thing. I think he has just as much disdain for the whole thing as I do. And yeah, he's very reasonable, and it's not the end of the world for anybody there because you can avoid the conflict if you want to. And that's basically what I found in Miami. I saw one MAGA hat my second day there, and I heard no political discussion, no demonstrations, no MAGA hats, no weird slogans. So it was an escape. I went to the middle of Gilead for a holiday. Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. It was perfect. Spoiler alert. So what's happening here? I think at this point I know my session's over, but I just can't let it go. There's Versace's mansion over there again. Versace was assassinated on the front stoop there, the front gate.
Hey, cutie.
97, I think.
His name or her?
Oh, this guy is so cool. This dog is so adorable.
Such a nice color.
Look at that face.
I'm scaring Goal a little bit. Thank you. Hi, baby.
I think the name's Goal. And down to Muscle Beach where I'm ready for a light workout. I do a little bit of dumbbell stuff, some push-ups, some shoulder work. Oh, here's where I worked out during the week. I had a membership at Crunch, but I like to get outside, so it's probably half and half as far as where I did my workouts. So I take my Iris top off and hit this nice dense bag. It used to be quite low when I was hitting nothing at the top. It was foamy. Now it's like cement at the bottom. It's nice to hit something when you're boxing. So when I'm doing the heavy bag, I'm not really just going willy-nilly. It's not like a fight simulator. I'm looking for certain things. I'm trying not to put too much weight on my front foot. I'm trying to keep my hands up and failing. I want to remember to move my head a lot, and I enjoy it when there's a lot of lateral movement. I feel like I'm doing something special when I manage to move sideways or forward in unorthodox ways. But it's really hard on the sand. Everything is quite slow. So in this session, I'm really just trying to harness some. I'm really just trying to get some power. Make sure that my base is good and get a little bit of movement in. So this is a lot like skating. There are times when I find myself being bouncy and efficient, and other times when my patterns are a little bit messed up and clunky. It's not just intensity. It's a lot to do with movement and position and timing. But I probably could lay off a bit. Hitting the heavy bag with great intensity, like throwing everything you can into it, is a little bit hard on the shoulders and tendons, ligaments. So I should probably practice my movement and speed a little more. But when you have something to hit, it's kind of fun to kind of hear the pop. And that's not me moaning. That's a guy in the background. I will not take credit for that. And into a new day. I remember this day. I just went around stopping in various places in the back neighborhood. I didn't film at all. I just played on certain surfaces and dips in the sidewalks and stuff. There's never-ending features here if you look for it. I was trying to power stop up onto that manhole cover, but that little slope was just such a momentum killer. Oh, here I was trying to balance this thing upright so I could do a power stop right into it.
Oh, you fuck.
It became an exercise in frustration, so I just thought, okay, I'll do that angle. And I was intending on stopping right on that with my wheels flush. So if I'm off angle at all, I'm going to lose points here. But it's where I want to stop. Everything's just pretty here. Look at this. It's just so quaint. Okay, that's all right. It's not that impressive because I was coming in slow, but I'll give that an 8 for accuracy. And crossovers really are getting me some free speed here. It's a very efficient way to speed up. I'll be talking soon about legitimate crossovers, how to supercharge your crossover. Oh, wait, I like those corners there. They're like banked tracks. There'll be more of those. They're just beautiful slopes to sling yourself around. But yes, crossovers. There's a certain kind of crossover that I will be talking about soon. It's a very active crossover. So these shorts are from Lululemon, and I'm not sponsored by them. I should actually try to be an ambassador for them, because I wear so much of their stuff. It's just perfect for skating. It's lightweight. It doesn't wrinkle like crazy. It lasts absolutely forever. This is not a commercial for them, but it's a hot tip. What am I talking about Lululemon for? I guess I'm just running out of shit to talk about. Maybe I should wrap it up. Okay, this park here. I'd never stop to take a look at the sign. I like to know if rollerblades are banned. That way, if I hear somebody yelling in my direction, I know I should speed up and not turn around and be friendly. I'm balancing on the right leg way too much. That's my default. And that's because I had an injury in my left leg that made it difficult to do that. But that situation's become much better, so I need to force myself to be a little more equal. It's not like I'm trying to power stop on both sides, which is really tough. I can get to the point where I have a kind of a lame power stop on my less dominant, on my weak side. No, less dominant. But I can get to the point where I have an okay power stop on my weak side. So I don't bother. I just use the one that works like crazy. It's like when I throw a ball. I don't expect myself to throw a ball with both hands. It's never really been something that was important to me. And it's the same way with the stopping. Oh, the pushing of the glasses, that was bothering me. These glasses, they got bent in my travels, and you'll see me do the Clark Kent a few times. It's not because I'm nervous. It's not because I've developed a tic or an affectation. It's because my glasses expanded and my head shrunk. My choice of skates was determined entirely by the size of wheels I had left at home. So it was necessity. I would have brought the Endless Frame 80 with the 84mm wheels. But I did enjoy trying the original setup that came with the rollerblade, and I enjoyed this immensely. So I was riding on 80mm wheels. So because I was doing a lot of stopping and turning, the 80s felt perfect. I might have enjoyed the 84s as far as getting a little more speed, carrying a little more speed. I hate to say it was ideal. I've got to find something I hate because I'm all like roses and sunshine right now. Except for that hideous outfit that I'm donating to the bingo. If I'm going to wear an outfit like that, I got to start chain smoking. Find myself some Rothmans. Not doing anything particularly inspiring, but I just wanted a few different perspectives. I'm not a big fan of this perspective. It's just not a lot of tells as far as what you're doing skating-wise. It looks a little ungainly. I understand, like gamers like that perspective, because it's very familiar. And variety is very important, so I should do more variety of shots. More profile, more from behind. More shots of my foot missiles. The beautiful skates I have the privilege of rolling. I'm getting a little lazy here. Last time I was in Miami, I got so lazy, I was like just skating like I was in a dream when I got home, just kind of looping around with these big lazy power stops, and it damaged my conditioning a little bit. I came back soft. But here, as you can see, I let myself tear off a few times. So it wasn't just lazy skating. And I came back to Toronto feeling really good, feeling like things that became difficult were easy again. Here we are in crossover heaven. And I can take my time for a stride here. I should be doing more double push. It's probably the place to get into the habit of using the outside edge on the inside push. Another from behind shot there. I guess I avoid these quite often because if I'm wearing light colored shorts, I get a sweat pattern that's not appealing. Maybe that explains it. Ain't nobody want to see that. Felt like I might have scared them a little bit. there's a responsibility on me when I'm drifting around faster than other people to give them plenty of space, physically and mentally. They shouldn't have to think that they're in danger. They shouldn't come close to it. I did see a guy down here. I filmed him skating because I thought he was pretty good, and then he was like deking pedestrians and having great fun doing it, and I just turned my camera off and slunk away from the the version of what I didn't want skating to ever be again. But yeah, I fuck up sometimes. I've scared a few pedestrians and made some bad calls in my time. But now I just avoid them, and I'm guilt-free. Well, as far as that. Gorgeous from every direction. I'm sorry. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Miami. A little clumsy there. Okay, just a little B-roll showing you the beauty of skating on Ocean Drive from my perspective. I do let myself look up and around when I skate. I have to show you the cars. I'm not really a gearhead, but yeah, I appreciate a nice motorized capsule. It's funny, I had a skate in my name that was also called the GTB after a car. And I tried to change that because I couldn't really give a rat's ass about a GTB or a ATV or a HPV or whatever. Yeah, I don't care about your cars or your motorcycles. I mean, they look nice, they're cool and stuff, but there's a lot of them out there, so like, who cares, right? It's not like they're skates. I'd rather name a skate after an animal or something. Maybe a jet. So getting a fuller stride there. I got that nasty look on my face that means business. I have to learn how to fix that. I have to learn a slight smile like it's nothing. I'm skating like a beast, but I'm so comfortable. Easy work. And I'm done. There we are. I've decided I'm done for sure. Versace Mansion again, just in case I didn't mention it. The breakwater, my favorite. Again. Oh, I'm back on. Looks like I got something to prove. Yeah. I wonder what's on my... I wonder what music I'm listening to. Thinking it might be metal. Sometimes the electronic stuff hypes me up, though. One thing for sure, you know it's not country, and you know that there is no auto-tune, or it's very limited auto-tune. Oh, I'm amazeballs. People say that anymore? And that was another day in lovely South Beach. Okay, this outfit's good. I started out on the green, around the green, wearing green with green skates on and some gray accents. Some of my best skating, and talking about outfits. This line's fun. I'll let you watch it. So the alleys here are like super highways. They're almost as immaculate as the roads. And there's all sorts of mini alleys you can cut through too. Just have to look out for doors opening quickly. And back on the flow. But yeah, there's always a slant when you want to change directions. I feel like I'm being slung shot in the directions I want to go. Around corners. And another fine example of a lovely Miami alley. There's that corner I was talking about. And I didn't film much that day, so on to my last day in Miami. Another thing I wanted to practice when I was in Miami was the perfect day. I wanted to get into the rhythm where each day was enjoyable and efficient. You know, the kind of day that we all want. I actually found that I was having perfect days by the end of this trip. There was a way to read, lay by the pool, skate, eat well, edit video, wander the streets, and work out every day, and still have spare time. This holiday was a great reminder that the more I skate, the more I do. It doesn't take time away from my life because it just adds intensity and clarity to the other areas of my life. Back through the skater gates for one final hurrah. And a power stop, if I do say so myself. So I wouldn't say I'm skating with great venom here, but I am skating with a purpose. I am feeling every section here because I know it's my last day. So I wanted to make sure I enjoyed it and felt it and pushed myself occasionally. But yeah, looking at it now, it doesn't seem like I'm pushing myself much. I mean, how fast is that scooter going? Like 30 Ks? And I'm free and on the road. That's where I should be. There we are. The final sequence of crossovers were my best of the week. My most explosive and efficient. Just got some great speed there for free, it felt. Slinging around the banked corner like I just robbed a bank. So that acceleration was a bit out of control. That's kind of how I used to skate. I'd kind of like fall forward and catch myself on the 7th or 8th stride, and it worked. Maybe there's something to it. It didn't look as bad as it felt. So I have a bit of an agenda in my last skate. I'm going over to Pollo Tropicana to pick up some lunch. And I remembered Pollo Tropicana halfway through my trip. It's a fast food restaurant that sells barbecued chicken. It's got like plantains and black beans and rice and other things too. But I wondered, is it really going to stack up? Is it going to be one of those things from my past from like 25 years ago that I thought was great, but I'm a different person now and my tastes have changed and it's going to be disgusting? Is it going to taste like some sort of like compressed jelly loaf version of a chicken? Some hormone monster? So I finally went there thinking, I just want a really easy, quick meal. And it was the best thing I had in South Beach all week. And I had some great meals in South Beach. Maybe not the best thing. I might have had 1 or 2 meals that rivaled it, but it was among the best meals I had in South Beach. I just had a barbecued chicken with black beans and rice. And it was perfect. It was as good as I would cook at home on the barbecue on the roof. But the money I would have saved if I found that earlier, if I'd remembered that place. And no, I'm not getting paid by them. And yes, it is a bit of a dodgy place. Some people would never step in there because it's fast food and it's not pristine enough, not aesthetically pleasing enough for a discerning demographic. But that demographic is not me. I just want chicken and I want it slightly burned.
Wait.
I just want my chicken and plenty of it. That's my Floridian. That's my Florida man. I think I sound more like I'm from Louisiana. Alright, you get to see my delivery guy skills. I knew this was going to be a breeze, except for the possibility of just tripping over something small, splatting all over the sidewalk, having my black beans, rice, and chicken smeared on my chest and all over the road as I staunched the bleeding and scrambled to pick up the bones. People watching. An elderly lady asks me if I'm okay, and I tell her I am, but I'm not nice enough because I'm really flustered. So there's that possibility. So I think we can keep the chicken grease out of my cuts. Can I hold it together? Just hang on here, let's see. So you notice I get a little more of an efficient stride when I'm carrying chicken and I can't use my arms as much. I'm allowing my outside edges to work a little more and I'm slowing my stride return down a little bit so I can get more out of each stride. So I can let them do their job. At this point, I'm thoroughly caught up in the session and really feeling the road. The smooth satin pavement here rolls gently in a way that made me feel hyper or ecstatic. I'm sure there's some sort of dopamine/serotonin explanation for that, but I guess I could just say I was having fun. I really wanted to keep skating here. It was hard to direct myself home, but I also wanted lunch to be enjoyable and not rushed or cold. And I did think on the way home, I could actually leave Miami without any cuts or scrapes. That's crazy. Ah, that felt nice. Ooh, a little love from the U.S. Postal Service. That's pretty good. That's a great review. I was pretty happy about that. And back on the chicken run. We got Chicken Willy coming to you. Chicken Willy, that didn't sound good at all. Sounds like a specialty dish in a different country. So the lowest form of conversation is weather, and I went here. Oh, one of those, another banked corner. So much I could have done with those when I was here. There's a few other features here that I want to hit. There's one. No, I won't describe it. I don't want anybody else to do it. I'm not that generous. And I make a wrong turn here, just a momentary glitch. I should be taking the alley. It's a quicker way to get there. I just can't believe how smooth these alleys are. The alleys in Toronto are almost unskateable. I mean, you can skate them if you want to make a point. But a lot of them, it's almost like it's bravado skating them. They're just so choppy and so much debris and a little bit stinky. And there's a few needles here and there that you just avoid them. They just become unattractive places to skate and inefficient places to roll. So I pop out here and catch up with reality, make sure I'm not rushing things. Readjust my chicken grip. My trip. And yes, the week was perfect. It was absolutely gorgeous here in March. Like 20 at night, 27 in the day. Always sunny. And that's the gym I went to. That was like at 14th and Washington, behind me on the left. Oop. Friendly local rollerblader. And I'm on the home stretch. I smell blood. I'm ready to eat. What am I trying to catch with my teeth here? Bam. In the words of Sarah Jessica Parker, and just like that. And my food was warm. It was perfect. Nothing was spilled. I give my delivery a 10 out of 10. I think I have myself a backup job. And here's a few shots of lovely Miami that I just didn't know what to do with and I couldn't just delete. I want to do a fuller documentary style, something about Miami someday. I've got so much footage about the various group skates. And I didn't do the group anything this week. There's so many people I wanted to contact and I didn't contact anybody because I just wanted an empty schedule. And I got that, and I got a few of the things I was trying to figure out mentally. Yeah. I got those sorted out. So my trip was very successful. And next time I come, I'm going to try to find you skaters. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and stay low and shit like that. Stay low.